Hey all, welcome to today's video. So with the Decibel changes coming tomorrow, I thought it'd be a really good idea to go through some standout ults that are kind of worth mentioning to know about before the Decibel change drops, so that you can get those characters' ults leveled up and ready to go. Now, if we're not going to cover the DPS characters, because most of you are going to know that, but I will give one special mention, and that's to Soldier 11. She's not the only one with a dual benefit ult, but her ult basically does damage and also activates her fire suppression when she uses her basic attacks and dash attacks. Now, if you're wondering what fire suppression does, it increases her damage by 70%, the damage of her basic attack or dash attack. And her ult lets her do it for the next 15 seconds up to 8 times. So not only does she get her ult damage, but she also gets 8 70% buffed attacks, either a basic or a dash attack, as long as you meet the time requirement, which was really cool. Now, the other thing I noticed is that pretty much every single support character, so if I use Rina as an example, they all will have an energy buff that they'll give you. So every single support will do their damage plus an energy buff. Now, Rina's in particular is really cool because she'll throw out her puppets, and I'm pretty certain if you have M1, that would mean that her puppets will stay out longer, and if they stay out longer, you get a benefit with that. It will activate this, which then basically means that your team will get a pen ratio increase. So yeah, every time you make those puppets attack, you get this until the puppets come back to Rina. So ult throws out puppets, M1 activates puppets or keeps them out there longer. You get some extra pen buff. It's extra damage for a little bit, which I thought was really nice. Okay, now the other special mention, another one you want to look out for is obviously Nicole. Nicole as a support does the energy thing too. Her ult does damage, obviously, but it's got two lots of damage. It's got the bombard damage and it's got the energy field damage. It does some daze too. This is pretty unique. So her ult damage is split between the two impacts. I think this is the impact of the actual smash, and then this is when the field's staying up. So I didn't know that. Now her ult will also pull the enemies in towards the center, and when she uses that energy moves, she's also going to be activating her defense down. So she's got a lot of secrets to her ult, which if you're familiar with Nicole and her X special, it's basically a more powerful version of that and has all the benefits attached to it, but minus the energy. There's also this, it sort of allows her to reload her attacks up to 8 times, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, I think she can crack out some damage if you build it properly. The other one was Soukaku. These supports are amazing with their ults, so I figured, yeah, with the Decibel changes, you're going to want to know about this because we very rarely used these ults because we all probably saved it for our DPS characters. But check out hers. Does the energy gen, as I said. She does her ice damage with the fly to flag buff, which then allows her to buff the attack of everyone in the team, or sorry, the person she transfers over to. And when she uses the ult, it increases her crit rate by 15% for 15 seconds. So yeah, she can get some mad damage buffs for it, herself, Soukaku. And the benefit of that is that you have to build it towards attack, but if you can max out her core skill, you get the max benefit there. Throw some into crit rate or crit damage, because that crit rate's going to go up by 15% minimum. So yeah, you might be able to throw out her ult and start critting on it with that particular buff, and that's not factoring in all her mindscapes. Another one was Corin, which was surprising. She's a DPS character, but when she throws out this ult, you can hold the button and she'll extend her chainsaw slash, so she'll keep attacking. But when she's activating her chainsaw skill, if you've got this core leveled up, the skill's damage increases by 37.5%. So I don't think that means you're going to increase the damage of the ult by 37.5%, but it might. So that's just one to look out for and test. But yeah, I think there's a dual benefit there. And this is kind of what this series is about, trying to find some hidden gems that we don't normally. Ben's wasn't too different. His was damage and he gets some assist points, which I think helps his countering. When I was looking at this beforehand though, I did notice that Ben, if you buff his defense, we all know that that's going to give your team a shield, right? But he also had a benefit where if you buff his health did something in particular. Yeah, okay, here it is. The shield cannot exceed 16% of Ben's max HP. So while he's in his blocking stance, Ben gains a shield that weakens over time. After leaving the blocking stance, the shield is removed and recovers over time. The shield cannot exceed 16% of Ben's max HP. So when he's blocking, if you have his health pumped to max, you can give him a shield of 16% of your max health. So I thought that was interesting. You still would want the defense build, but yeah, if you can throw in some HP stuff along the way, why not?
For some hard labor.
Now, who was another standout? King Yi's wasn't special, but King Yi's was about, she'll do her attack, she'll do damage and some daze multiplier, but I think it activates her core skill and it will activate her SW engine. Basically, like if she attacks, she'll buff herself or the team. Just that's the like layman's term of it.
Let me finish my cup of hot water.
And the rest were pretty much as you would expect, pretty standard. But those are the standout ones. Some of them like did way more damage than I thought they would. But yeah, those supports are really golden, real impressive. Bernice had another one. Since we're covering, and Bernice would also recover 50 heat after she's done her ult. The other thing with Bernice's one, it says in here that if you activate quick assist, well, when she uses ult, it'll activate quick assist. If you activate that, she'll extend the duration of her flame spray. So she stays on the field whilst her ult's activated, which people that own Bernice know of. But that kind of cool because you could like double dip. You have Bernice still on the field, cracking out an ult, then hopefully you can like use another character's ult. And yeah, just get some crazy damage. Jane Doe, she'll do ult and then she'll be in a passion state, which is basically her like amped up phase where she does a lot of damage. But apart from that, those are the main standouts. So if you haven't built up those characters I called out ults yet and you own them, definitely do that. For the supports, just do it for the supports that you use. I wouldn't do it for all of them, obviously. But yeah, some variety. Lucy also had something similar. Just as a heads up, I didn't go into it specifically, but she also has some there too. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was something different. If you did like the content, please like the video. It helps put it out to the algorithm so more people can see it. Otherwise, I'm Toxic Abyss and I'll see you in the next video. All take care. Bye bye.